Suhit, we've
Yeah.
got on the line of actual control the Chinese army looking to intrude into Indian territory, and India needs to send a firm resolve. And in that context, the Modi government has decided to ban these 118 apps. Why is it that you are disappointed? Why is it that you believe that this is a bad idea, sir?
It was really shocking. I was not expecting it at all. Like, this game is pretty big here. It's like a pillar of strength of our Indian gaming community. And there are lots of YouTube channels and streamers and gaming tournaments who are happening because of this game. And mobile gaming is pretty huge in India. And I think the Indian government should not do it abruptly, or they shouldn't have done it like in such a suddenness. They should have talked with the company or resolved it. And I think linking it with the Chinese army issue this game shouldn't be linked with that. I hope people say that it's a kind of a security threat. If it is, then the government should have made some talks or laid out some guidelines. Now it's banned, so I just hope that some Indian version of it develops, or we switch to some other alternatives.
Okay.
And like Modi recently tweeted about.
So
India
let's get
should
Amit
lead
Malviya to
digital-
respond to this. You're saying A, there was no forewarning. B,
Yeah.
it had been around for so long. Why suddenly ban it? There are 175 million plus downloads. There's an entire generation that's coming up, Mr. Malviya, that's addicted to PUBG. They're saying, how can you do this so suddenly? And what does a video game have to do with what the Chinese army is doing? Respond to Suhit and all those who are disappointed. Amit Malviya.
Some of the others, and in fact there are a lot of them, who have been using these games or these apps. However, what we've got to understand is that what's happening at the borders with China can't go on without impacting the kind of business relationships we have with them. And make no mistake, India is a very, very open market. We're a very open economy. We're welcoming of talent. We have people going out and working. So we're very well entrenched in the global business environment and the economic setup. However, it can't be a one-way street. And let's not forget that these apps or popular gaming options or technology interventions that have now come to us have come because China's own ecosystem has developed over a period of time. And it has developed because China has not allowed other countries and their companies to go in. Now, is that the best way to operate in a globalized market like us? Of course it isn't. But what does that decision do? It sends a very clear message to the Chinese that you cannot continue to transgress the border and hope it will be business as usual. And two, it opens up a huge, huge opportunity for Indian developers, for Indian gaming enthusiasts, for technologists and technology companies to come up with similar apps.
No, but the question that Sohit's asking you, Mr. Malviya, is how is this prejudicial to the sovereignty and integrity of India, the defense of India, the security of state and public order? Which is the rule under which PUBG is being banned? They're saying, "Is sabka PUBG se kya lena dena?"
Well, the kind of data that was being collected under the garb of identification or KYC and all of these apps were perhaps not being used in a kosher manner. There was threat of data mining. There was threat of too much of information being taken away, which should not have been the case, but it was being done. That's what the government has said, and this decision is a reflection of the commitment to ensure that data privacy and individual security is taken care of, and that's why it has been done. And I think it's only appropriate that governments take these decisions as information comes in and do what is in the best interest of the people. And I'm sure it's a matter of time that we will have a very, very robust gaming ecosystem developed here in India, which will be indigenous and which can actually go global, because we are still open to businesses and companies otherwise. And lastly, Rahul, it also means that some of these companies which have been now banned may have to think of alternate ways of doing business in India, which may not be detrimental to the likes of Suhit and others who use them.